In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. For many people, there is something very calming and refreshing about being near water. I doubt that all the summer traffic on Route 64 is because of the restaurants in Virginia Beach or the Outer Banks. It's more likely the lure of the ocean that leads people to crawl along the interstate. I also suspect that many of these same people who are attracted to the beach have never experienced the full range of emotions that the oceans can express. There is an incredible fury that can be experienced within these sometimes glass, calm waters. There is a darkness and turbulence that reminds us that we are visitors among the waves, and lest we be careful, it is possible to be consumed by the powers that lie within. Chapter 4 of Mark's Gospel begins and ends at the sea. The hearer of Mark would recognize the turbulent seas as demon-filled waters. Jesus taught at the edge of the sea, at the edge of the formidable force of evil. He taught, as was often the case, in parables. In this chapter, we have several parables concerning seeds and one concerning the light of a lamp. In our own pericope this day, we hear the familiar story of the mustard seed, and also the less familiar story of the mysteries of the germination of seed that is sown. Someone scatters the seed, and the seed would sprout and grow. He does not know how. The mysteries of the seed remain hidden to us. Yes, today we have scientific explanations for what's occurring. Yet the more science explains, the more that wonder is exposed. As Albert Einstein expressed, quote, "The most beautiful thing we can experience is the mysterious. It is the source of all true art and science. He to whom the emotion is a stranger, who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe, is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. To know what is impenetrable to us really exists, manifesting itself as the highest wisdom and the most radiant beauty, which our dull faculties can comprehend only in their most primitive forms. This knowledge, this feeling, is at the center of true religiousness." There's a blessing in seeing the wonders that surround us, and a blessing to trusting through faith that those wonders do and will continue to exist. The parable of the mustard seed tells us of yet another wonder. The smallest of all seeds grows to become home to the birds, so that they can make nests in its shade. All can dwell in this home, in God's kingdom. No one is an outsider. But sadly, those lessons can be lost on us. The pebble in our shoe, tiny as a mustard seed, is an irritant to us. When we stop to remove the pebble, our eyes are often closed to see the wonder that's before us. And then we continue along blindly down our road. It's like a cartoon that I saw recently. It depicts a new arrival at the pearly gates. St. Peter is standing at a very tall desk, and he's peering down at this downtrodden man. And St. Peter says, "Actually, you had a pretty great life. You just missed it because you always had your head down looking at your phone." When we see a pearl, we often wonder at the translucent and iridescent sphere that's used to create beautiful jewelry. What we often forget is that it's the beautiful pearl started with a tiny mustard seed in the form of a single grain of sand. That grain of sand was an irritant to the oyster, and its natural response to the irritant was to form a beautiful pearl. The pebble in our shoe, the grain of sand that's an irritant, the mustard seed that's sprouting in the wrong place in our garden, are all part of the wonders and mysteries of God's kingdom. Mysteries that are to be held with open eyes and open hearts. Chapter 4 of Mark's Gospel ends as it began, at the sea. This time they stand not at the edge of the sea, tempting evil, but cross the sea to the other side, crossing that impassable boundary of evil. A storm arises, you'll remember this story and you'll hear it soon, and Jesus calmly rebuked the wind and said to the sea, "Peace, be still." Even the demon-filled waters obeyed God. God is patiently sowing seeds of love in our hearts. God is putting pebbles in our shoes so that we will stop and see the wonder around us. God is filling us with grains of sand with the expectation that they will become pearls. We need not understand how the Spirit will bring to fulfillment these mysteries of God's kingdom. We have a part to play in cultivating the seed, but we're not God, so we can let God do God's part. Let God calm the waters. Let God mysteriously germinate the seed. Let God create a pearl out of an irritant. Our role is to nurture and behold the mysteries and wonders of the kingdom so that they flourish.